Seeing one manatee can change your life. But what about swimming with 100 of them? Is it even possible with so many disappearing? With time running out, I traveled to one of their final strongholds to get in the water and attempt this encounter before it's too late. A portion of this video is sponsored by DealDash. Our search for the lost city of Manatees began at dawn, and the thick fog lifting off the water was the perfect backdrop as we ventured further into the realm of these mysterious creatures. Manatee have been tied to ocean folklore for centuries and are rumored to have been the source of many sea monster and mermaid sightings. As I paddled forward, I could hear strange breaths and tail slaps just out of sight. The light breaking through the mist danced across the water and played tricks on my eyes. And even I admit, my imagination created images of giant creatures lurking below.
All right, the sun is rising, the fog is subsiding. On this trip, we're going somewhere new. We're going right to the source of the spring water. And with any luck, the manatees will accept us and come in for their close-up.
As with any aquatic adventure, the moment you plunge beneath the surface is the instant you realize you are now entering a completely different world. As my eyes adjusted and I began to slowly swim forward, I noticed a shadowy figure approaching from the left. My curiosity propelled me, but just when I thought I was getting closer, it vanished, like a ghost. Then I remembered, to swim with manatee you must be brave, be still, and wait patiently. So I froze and scanned for movement. Then they appeared. Seeing the first manatee of the day was thrilling. With all the news of their disappearance, I was nervous we might have come all this way without being welcomed back. If nothing else, manatee are highly intelligent, and just like their closest living relative, the elephant, it's said they never forget. One by one, they started to swim closer, and eventually began to encircle me, while slowly pushing our group beyond the murky channel. And since park rangers had officially opened the spring for swimming, we carefully proceeded down a narrow and rocky passage, careful to keep our distance from any passing manatee. There was a swift current we all swam against, but I was sure this is where they must have come from. The murky water eventually gave way to a crystal clear expanse, and it became obvious. I had found a manatee paradise. I want to thank DealDash for sponsoring this video. They help make this story possible, and without great partners like them, we wouldn't be able to update you on the current situation facing this species. DealDash is an online auction site that lets you compete for huge savings on brands you know and products you love. We're talking up to 99% off, guys. Okay, so let's give this a shot. There we go. Every adventure needs a new set of binos, am I right? So here's how it works. You buy a bid pack, you can get like 10, 50, 100, etc. bids. Each bid raises the price by 1 cent, and the auction clock restarts at 10 seconds every time someone else bids. And I'm gonna bid on these right now. Dang it! So I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna go 150 bids on the bid buddy. Ready? 150. Book them. Fingers crossed. Oh, we won! You won? We won! We got, yes! That was awesome. Right now, there's a good promotion going on. If you're a fan of Brave Wilderness, if you type in Wilderness as the promo code, you get 100 free bids on the purchase of your first bid pack. So go check out DealDash, have some fun. Maybe you'll win something like we did today. And now, it's time to get back in the water with the manatees. The freshwater springs of Florida are a manatee's favorite sanctuary for a reason. The springs stay a warm 72 degrees year-round and serve as an oasis during winter months, as manatee lack the body fat of other marine mammals, making them susceptible to cold snaps. I know it's hard to believe, but trust me, they get chilled easily. Although manatee can grow up to 10 foot long and weigh 1,200 pounds, they are a fragile indicator species. They do not tolerate pollution or changing climate well at all. In just the last 2 years, it is sadly reported that we have lost 25% of all Florida manatee. As I swam further into the manatee's spring, they began to approach in great numbers. One by one, they would appear and then swim off again, almost to test and see if we were there for the right reasons. When you're in the water with them, there are ground rules, including respecting restricted areas, no feeding, and the biggest of all, which is no grabbing or chasing a manatee. You should always watch from a respectful distance. If they want to approach you, trust me, they will. Manatees are naturally curious and very gentle, but they are also enormous and not nearly as slow as they might seem. If they're around you, it's because they choose to be. If they want to leave, they can in the blink of an eye. Manatees are very social creatures, and when they want to make contact, it's abundantly clear they're choosing you. Almost like a friendly golden retriever, they will nudge you and extend their flipper to connect with their new human friend. This typically lasts for only a moment or two, then they're off again. However, what you're about to see is the most amazing manatee encounter I have ever experienced. Manatee have a unique language and can speak to each other, so it's easy to hear when they get excited. I don't know what this one was saying to the rest, but whatever it was certainly had them more curious. So much so, I was essentially swarmed. Seeing this many manatee in one place was a rare and amazing sight. There must have been over 100 of them. Their eyes would follow mine, and their connection to me was clear. Every time one would leave, another would approach looking for the same attention. And it was easy to get lost in the awe of their playful behavior. After about 30 minutes, I had truly lost count of how many manatee had approached the camera. And compared to my previous experiences, I knew that this one was special. And sadly, perhaps the last time I would ever see so many in a single place. I could have stayed in the spring forever, but as light started to fade, it was time to make our way back to the kayaks. And for some of us, it was easier than others. We kayaked through what seemed like a desert, where seagrass once thrived, only to witness manatees struggling to feed on what little grass remained. Manatees need to eat up to 150 pounds of vegetation each day, and without thriving seagrass, we witness mothers and calves heading back out to the frigid sea to find more food, and that should not be happening this time of year. The loss of seagrass is a big factor to why so many manatee are dying, but there are also more established threats, including pollution and changing weather patterns. Each year, many manatee are struck by boats, and unfortunately, a lot of them do not survive. It is truly heartbreaking to see pieces missing from their tails, and large scars covering their entire bodies. It's also a reminder that we need to do a better job to look out for these animals if we are to share their habitats for recreation. They are so special, and aside from our furry canine companions, the manatee are perhaps humans' best friend, at least when we're in the water.
Woo! Wow, it is never a bad day when you get to swim with the Florida manatee, but let's all do our part in preserving this experience for generations to come, and more importantly, their environment and source of food. If you want to learn more about what you can do from home, check the link in the description below, savethemanatee.org. That's where you want to go to learn more about the issues to help this majestic species. I'm Mark Binns, be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
As we journeyed home, the manatees saw us off. And I wondered if this might be my last encounter with these gentle giants. I hope we can all do our part to ensure the future of manatee. But if you have ever wanted to see one in the wild, I recommend you don't wait to catch a glimpse of one of the most endearing animals on the planet. There are less than 6,000 manatee left in the state of Florida, and they desperately need our help before they disappear forever.